Welcome to What's Up Poland, the regular news show about Poland. And this is the slightly uncomfortable and disturbing news that Russian or Soviet Russian war memorials that have been left over in Poland have been either destroyed, vandalized, damaged in some way by people, unknown assailants. I'm quoting directly from the article, an emotional article written by a great British journalist called Alex Webber, who's been living in Poland since forever. He says that across the country, Soviet war memorials have been vandalized and defaced. In Gniezno, a Red Army obelisk found its five-pointed star repainted in the colors of Ukraine. In Malbork, a similar memorial sprayed with a damning message directed to Putin. I won't quote it. Olsztyn, meanwhile, has seen a Soviet landmark clothed with a pro-Ukrainian banner. And in Koszalin, a monument was toppled altogether. I think for a lot of people, when they come to Poland, they're surprised by how recent and real and kind of how close you are to history. And one of the reasons is everywhere you walk and everywhere you visit, you'll see obelisks and monuments, not only obviously to the Russian war dead, but to the war dead of Poland. And Poland was one of the countries that suffered most significantly in the Second World War. Now, in 1990, when Poland regained its independence, there was an absolute wave of people who said, hey, we don't want the hammer and sickle monument in this country. And various things were done to remove some of these memorials. I have to say, I find myself really uncomfortable with this subject because I know from having read lots of different books about the history of the Second World War, that there would be occasions, even when prisoners of war would have food given to them by their captors, Russian with German, even despite the barbarity of the Eastern Front. That happened, and many people had good interactions with soldiers on both sides. But you can also look at then what happened to Poland. So I have some sympathy for the Polish people who are quite, I think, understandably say like, hey, we don't want any symbol of this hatred. With all of this in mind, I'm always careful to be a little bit cautious on saying which way I'd go on this, but I just feel instinctively that we can honor and respect the sacrifice of all the soldiers of the Red Army who behaved honorably and came through Poland on the way into Berlin as part of the Allied battle against Poland, but also understand that at this particular time, especially with fresh news of atrocities occurring in Ukraine, unfortunately caused by Russian soldiers, that frankly speaking, people are hopping mad. They're angry. And this whole period has sparked off a new debate about what Poland should do with these monuments. Now, the issue of toppling monuments, defacing monuments, is actually a global issue. If you follow the news in the UK and US, you'll know there's a discussion and debate there. And there are some people who say, look, it's the ancient past. You should keep these monuments up to show people what was previously celebrated, or maybe put them in a museum. That's not a discussion about the past in Poland, because the past is very much up to date with the present. So listen, let me know what you think. Do you think this is an act of disrespect towards individual soldiers who've done nothing wrong, their graves and their graveyards? Do you feel like all the Soviet Army monuments should be removed from Poland for whatever reason? What's your view in this subject? I'd love to know, and I'll be happy to read the comments underneath this video and reply to you as well. See you for another episode of What's Up Poland.